What's going on, everyone? Doc here at EyesWideShotGaming with a review of the First Descendants beta and news. In this video today, we're going to discuss what we have seen in the beta, from guns all the way to future plans. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of the First Descendant or haven't gotten around to playing the beta, I'm here to break it all down for you. The First Descendant is a third-person looter shooter powered by Unreal Engine 5, developed by Nexon. We as Descendants have unique abilities to tackle both solo and co-op missions where up to 4 players use varied mechanics to defeat giant bosses as well as many different mobs. I've invested many hours into the beta that was running from September 19th of this year until September 26th. I've learned a few tidbits that many of you might not already know. For example, our max level cap was 40. And I've managed to max out every character except Freyna, which I've only gotten to level 21. Of course, that's not counting the 2 ultimate characters we had available to us during the beta. The max level cap being 40 is of course subject to change, but we don't know yet. During the beta, I've spotted a few things that might help give me and many other players an edge once the full game releases. As far as the release date, before you ask or comment, is it out or when is it coming out, we have no new info as of currently. I know, unfortunate, but we have to keep on trucking and praying that we will get some information soon. We did receive this community notice about a week ago, which states the following, as you can see. Greetings, Descendants. It feels like it hasn't been long since our crossplay open beta test, but it's already been a little past a month. And we know our Descendants are waiting to hear about the test results and future plans. We are as well eager to share any news as quickly as possible, and we'll get back to you in a short amount of time. The response to the test was truly incredible, and we've received a significant amount of feedback. Our dev team is passionately discussing every single day about which would be a better way for our Descendants and the First Descendant. Rather than giving false expectations with premature announcements, we plan to take the time to thoroughly examine and continue communicating with the community. We sincerely thank our Descendants who are supporting the community, even though the First Descendant is not playable at the moment. Please bear with us a little longer for further news. Thank you. So to my knowledge, this came forth on October 24th or so. Fantastic that they gave us at least this. But ultimately, we have learned nothing new aside from the fact that they're going to take the time to thoroughly examine what we have been saying in either our surveys that we had to fill out online or through other community feeds. So what do we know so far? Well, release date should be anytime from tomorrow all the way to February 2024. When the game does release, we will have 11 standard characters and 2 ultimate characters that will be playable in the full game, if not more. That is, if we consider the leak we heard about, the 3 new characters that might or might not be added. But so far, the 11 playable characters are Lepek, Ajax, Biessa, these 3 being the starting characters to choose from, followed by J-Bear, Sharon, Glay, Blair, Bunny, a fan favorite for many reasons, Freyna, Balbi, and Kyle. Ultimate characters, as far as we know, are Ultimate Lepek and Ultimate Biessa. I myself enjoyed Balbi and Biessa more so than any other character. And personally, I'm hoping for more of an addition to the weapons that they provided in the beta than characters for the full release, but that's neither here nor there. Each character can be unlocked through gameplay, finding parts through missions and void intercept bosses, or simply purchasing the parts needed with the in-game currency at the shop. Now, I'm sure many people are worried about Nexon's pay-to-win track record, but rest assured, it seems as though if you are going to invest money into the game, the only benefit would be you get to unlock characters and or guns quicker. That's it. Which doesn't necessarily make you have any kind of real advantage when it comes down to doing missions or void intercept missions, which are boss fights. Now let's get back on track to a few hints and tips. Now, from what I've noticed in our community, is many people struggle during their encounter with the Devourer Void boss. And yes, I'm sure many people will go ahead and blame their team or that one guy playing with his TB off, but I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. There are a few surefire ways you can carry your teammates through this DPS check, as well as many other encounters through the full game. Tip number 1. Modules, modules, modules. Dare I say it again, modules. It's very important to have them upgraded and properly adhere to both our character as well as our guns. But let me tell you, synergy is key. Make sure that your modules synergize with each other, as well as with what your goal is to do with the character. Firepower is great, but synergizing firepower with proper skill extension modules that will help not only increase power, but let you sustain that firepower. Second tip, as great as it may be to use a high-powered sniper or launcher, the ammo is limited, and during void encounters, that may hinder your ability to do a steady stream of damage. I would rather do 4,000 damage constantly without worrying of running too low on ammo, or as opposed to doing 10,000 damage once and then struggling with long reloads or lack of ammo. Now granted, these may be more of an issue during the early game as opposed to late game, but nobody wants to be stuck on a boss or mission and left behind to play catch up. And finally, our last tip in this video, positioning is key. You may have great health and great armor, or shield, but that can all be taken away if your positioning is terrible. When fighting a void boss or encountering a swarm of enemies during a mission, everyone wants to pull a Leroy Jenkins and juggernaut their way through enemies, but the smart money says if you're on a team, work with them in creating crossfire, and if you're running this game solo, God bless you, then have good positioning and make the enemy move to you. Now, I'm hoping these few tips will help you Descendants in fighting off the Vulgus with success and comfort when the game drops. Jumping back to our weapons and character pieces. Each mission that you do will have a chance at dropping certain materials, may it be from enemies or maybe from random loot boxes around on the field. Now these materials should be gathered and put together in the in-game store to create either a new character or a new weapon. Note that some weapons and characters require many parts and a few steps, including fighting and destroying certain void bosses, once acquiring the core from the defense missions through the map. This will be a little bit of a grind, but if you have the tenacity, time, and a little bit of luck, you should have no problem acquiring everything you need to fight off the Vulgus with that shiny new weapon or that character you had your eye on. We here at EyesWideShotGaming will continue to release more review videos full of tips, hints, as well as breakdown guides to void bosses, missions, and module setups as we go and learn more. Stay tuned. I'll leave you here with the notice that Nexon has left us at the end of our beta. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.